Last time I posted, I talked about the 4 things kids struggle with when their parents are getting divorced. 1 is attachment, 2 is existential crises, 3 is comfort, and 4 is stability and predictability. Those first 2, attachment and existentialism, may not be common knowledge. So, first, I'd like to break down what attachment is and where it comes from so that you can better understand it and put it to use in your life. So, attachment theory is something that began being developed around the 30s, but really started in the 50s with John Bowlby. And his definition of attachment is a deep emotional bond between one person and another. It doesn't have to be reciprocal, so both people don't have to feel the attachment for there to be an attachment in place. This is, of course, attachment happens between parents and children, which is why we're talking about it. How does it happen? So there are 2 schools of thought. One school of thought is the learning theory, which basically says that children become attached to their parents because they learn that their parents have food, and they associate the food with the parents. Historically, people have thought the mother, and thus become attached. Well, John Bowlby has an evolutionary theory that says it has nothing to do with food. It has to do with the child feeling like they're being responded to in an appropriate way that meets their needs. So it could be mom or dad or both. It does not have to be a person that they're with most often. It's going to be that person that meets their needs most accurately. So that's how it happens. What does it look like? So you can tell a child is attached to somebody if they get fearful and then they run right to that person. That's most likely going to be their attachment figure. Bowlby says that attachments form in stages from 0 to about 18 months. So when they're newborns, there's not really an attachment present and they're kind of responding to everybody the same. And then by 18 months, they will have developed several different attachments, whether it be to mom, dad, grandma, aunts, or uncles that are responding to them in ways that their needs are being met emotionally, even more than food and water and those basic needs that we need to survive. So Bowlby is basically stating that the emotional need of children outweighs the need for food and water. And he tested this theory by working with monkeys in a laboratory, and has scientific proof to that claim. So what's important about attachments at very young ages is attachments are the foundation for relationships later in life. Of course, where you're going is not where you came from all of the time if you're an introspective person and you have the ability to grow and learn. But it's a pretty good predictor. So if attachments are not secure, healthy in childhood, chances are that attachments with later spouses and friends will mirror that attachment in childhood. So parents have a big responsibility, and it can be overwhelming. So why is it important to know about attachment when you're getting a divorce? It's important because when you're getting a divorce, you and your husband are separating, and you're moving to different houses, and the child is going to be separated from their other attachment figure at some point. It also explains behaviors of children that you might see early in the divorce, and it helps parents understand the child's feelings and is and because they understand it, it enables parents to help their kids through the grief that they're feeling because their parents are divorced. Um, all this information might make you ask, is there a certain age my child needs to be before we get a divorce? The answer, from my opinion, is no. Kids are very adaptive and can be very healthy as long as their parents are educated and know how to handle the situation. One of the things that's really important to think about in a divorce on the subject of attachment is a custody schedule. So, no matter what you do, whether you share your custody a week on, week off, the 2-2-5, you're going to be sacrificing something there. It's going to either be time away from the parent or how often they're being shuffled back and forth. And at different ages, some things are more important than others. So when the kids are small, it's more important to shuffle them around so that they see those attachment figures more often so that they feel safe and secure, which is what attachment is all about. It's about security and safety and knowing that they're going to be okay. What do you do with this information? So what you do with it is you use it to help your kids cope and to help you be an effective parent. And if you've watched a few of my other videos, there's only a few at this point, but you know that I like books, also known as bibliotherapy. So books for kids are a great way to get conversations started. This is a new book that I have found called The Invisible String. And you can see who it's by there. You can grab it off of Amazon.com. This is a good book for kids who've lost a parent or for kids who parents are divorced. And it talks about how everybody is attached by a string, and the string is basically representing love, and that even if you're not near the person, they're still with you and in your heart. So if you have any questions or comments, you can post them. If you would like to contact me for counseling or mediation, I'm located in Maryland Heights, Missouri. Our office number is 314-997-1001. I hope you guys have a fantastic day.